How you guys doing? I'm just posting a quick deck list video. Everybody has been wanting to know this Whitebeard list. Literally like 4 or 5 comments in some videos are just straight up like, hey, deck list, deck list, deck list. So here's the deck list. I've been slacking on posting the deck list here. I just kind of post the gameplay, call it a day. I'll start posting the deck list here. Full disclosure, I did not create this deck list. It's actually my friend's. And maybe he didn't even create it. I have no idea. I don't really care. I just, I like the deck, so I used it. There might be some things that I might have changed. I might not. But yeah, this is the deck list that I've been running. Great deck list. Without further ado, let's just get started here for us. So I got 4 Nami. Self-explanatory. Top 5 cards reveal up to 1 Straw Hat. Other than Nami, add it to your hand and place the rest at the bottom. Great card. You're going to be searching a lot of key pieces with this here. Moving on to the next one. We got the Ezos. Ezo's a beast. Really, honestly, if I had to, let's just say I open both Nami and Ezo, I'm always going to slam the Nami. I mean, it's just more consistent. You're looking for your rad beams. You're looking for your guard points. You're looking for any rush target, because again, this deck's just straight aggro. As you guys can see, all I do is just attack the leader. I mean, that's just what I do for the most part. There's really no thought process involved with this. You just turn it sideways, and if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they're taking it. Pretty easy, but yeah, Ezo's just there just so you have a more consistent turn 1 search. Sometimes you'll open both of them. Always drop the Nami. That's just my opinion. Of course, like I said, it does depend on the matchup, but most of the time, 90% of the time, drop the Nami. Next is Makino. Honestly, she's here as an option. Like I said, this is a rush deck. Play the Makino, rest it, give one of your 1-drops plus 3,000 power, so they're swinging for 5s. Not terrible. Also becomes a decoy. It's like a blocker. It's like you're playing a blocker. You rest it, they're going to come into it, attack it, try to get it off the board, or do whatever it takes to get it off the board. It's a distraction. So sometimes, most of the time, I'm using it as a 2K counter, but there are times where, you can get a little bit more aggressive and they're going to try to go after it, and that pretty much saves your life, But I don't really like slamming these down, because most of the time they got to put a Dawn on their leader to even swing at you already, since we're 6K. So I don't know. It just depends on the matchup as well. Everything's matchup dependent. Most of the time I'm using this as a 2K, but it's a great card to be able to pump up your 1s. Last but not least, Nico Robin. I think this is all a pretty standard Whitebeard lineup if you're playing Whitebeard. Nico Robin's just good in that Sakazuki. We're killing those Rebekahs for free. I don't know if this card will be played as much once Sakazuki gets banned, but I still think it will, because Rebekah obviously not hit, and we know that card's broke, and people will still be playing some variation of black. So Nico Robin, great card. Searchable off Nami. Nothing much more to say here. Sanji. Sanji's just great. It's a 2K counter. That's what I'm really mainly using it for. But worst case scenario, you're playing against yellow. You slam this on the board, take a life, and add 2 more K on top of that. So what? Plus 4,000. So we're swinging for 6, 7. Sorry, I'm bad at math sometimes. So yeah, that's, pretty good card. And again, this is another distraction. They're going to try to get this off the board as soon as possible. We got 4 Jozus. Great card. 1 Dawn, rush, searchable with Ezo, 2K. Not really much else to say about it. Hardly ever use this as rush. Really just using this to search the Ezo and have a 2K in hand. That's pretty much his only use, the way I use them. But it is an option for another rush. Best card. One of the best cards, I should say. I don't want to say the best card, because obviously the best card is pretty subjective to everybody. But for Marco, card's just broken. I was originally playing the promo Luffy, 4-drop, 6K vanilla. If you don't know, this card's just infinitely better. I mean, I was playing this when I was playing Whitebeard when Marco was banned. So, I mean, That's the only reason why I was playing the Luffy in the beginning. But now that we have 4 Marco, play the Ezo, search out the Marco. Card just wins you games. Sometimes you just literally keep this on the board for turns and turns and turns. It's just nice to have this. Try to drop it as soon as possible. If they get rid of it, whatever, you know. You can always just pitch that Whitebeard card. Block, pitch a Whitebeard card out of your hand, bring it back to the field, and yeah, you can just go for lethal with it. Great card. It's not really much else to say about it. It's just a really good card. I'd say this is probably the MVP of the deck, or one of them. Again, it's all subjectable on whatever you think is the best finisher. This card just wins you games. I mean, if not early game, if you just get flooded with Luffy's, just start swinging. You go first, 6. They're going to attack it. If you can guard it, guard it. If not, 6 again. 6, 6, you know. Put 2 Don on him, he becomes unblockable. What's more to say? Sometimes you just slam this. If you don't want to attack, you could just literally not attack. I would, but you can just literally keep that on the board and attach all your Don and just go for game. If you think that you need to go for game. Great card, Luffy. Amazing card. Marco, another indestructible card. Theoretically speaking, it's a lot harder to keep this one alive because the likelihood of me pitching an event is pretty rare. I'd probably only do that if I knew that I was just going to live that turn and go for lethal next turn. Marco, great card. Self-explanatory on why we play him. In case you don't know, anything under 3K or less, pop it. Pretty good. Next, we have the 6-drop Sanji. Card's good. I mean, it's rush. The conditions aren't always met. It's a 1K counter at the end of the day. What more can you complain about? It's one of the only rush cards other than Jozu that has rush, and you can counter with it. And it's searchable with Nami. Card does annoying things. Self-explanatory with him. A little harder for Sakazuki to pop this since it's a 6. So, my opinion, best card in this deck, Ace. Ace is just Ace just is Ace. Ace does Ace things. Play it, slam it on the board, -3 to two of their units. These guys just get infinite value once you do these little weenies that you have in the deck. -3, start killing stuff off with Anami or Izo, and if they block it, whatever, you know. Rush on top of that, card's just too good. I mean, it's just self-explanatory. Sometimes you can have this, you slam a Whitebeard on the board, put the 2 Don, now you can kill something with Whitebeard and go for life or whoever. So it's like killing 2 cards in one. Great card, best card in the deck, hands down, in my opinion. Obviously, Whitebeard. I used to play 4. 4 is just way too many. 3 is like that perfect number. You don't always want to even see this. Sometimes you're just winning before you even get to 10 Don. This deck, you literally just turn the cards sideways, and if they have the card to guard, great. If they don't, there you go. It's really that simple. There's not really much thinking involved playing this deck for the early turns. You just have to start thinking a little bit more once you get it to the later turns. So 3 Whitebeard, drop it down, give your leader plus 2,000. Great. Like, really good card. Best event in the game, Rad Beam. Everybody hates these cards. Everybody hates Rad Beam. Leader gains plus 2,000 if you have 2 or less life. I mean, when is that condition not going to be met? Ever. Never. I mean, the card's just broken. I mean, it's really good. It's got limited to 1 for a reason. They brought it back. Great card. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. Guard Point is the next card. Card's great. Pretty much the same thing as Rad Beam except 3. I'd rather play the Rad Beam, of course, you know, so he is just here for extra counter. And then last but not least, the one of that can arguably be 2, I just don't know what I would take out, is the Bad Manners Kit Course. Pitch 1 card from your hand, or trash 1 card from your hand. Your leader or character gains plus 3,000. Card's just really good. Takes off all your dead cards if you draw into too many. And that's the deck list. It's a really solid list, as you guys can see. It's been winning a lot of games here. But But that's the deck list. Everybody's been wanting to see it, so there you go. If you have any suggestions on what you would add to the deck, post it down in the comment section below. Tell me how you like the deck. Again, just another full disclosure, I did not create this deck list. It was a great friend of mine that did. Or maybe he didn't even create it either. I have no idea. All I know, this is the deck list that I've been playing. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.